India has built shared tables of learning. And when the world broke, this wisdom became a shield. Care crossed oceans with open hands. Because when India heals, it heals the world. India reached for Mars, carrying 1 billion dreams with it. Those dreams were built in the streets, the farms, and the palms of 1 billion hands. We built a bridge for every nation to cross into the future. What began here became shared digital public infrastructure, offered to nations as a partnership. Now the world stands at another threshold, the age of artificial intelligence. The world brings compute, servers, speed. This timeless civilization brings the compass of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. We placed AI at the heart of the human experience. Through the Ayushman Bharat digital mission, health records became portable. In our clinics, AI brings earlier diagnosis and better care to millions. In our fields, AI now speaks the farmer's dialect. In our schools, it becomes a personalized teacher for every child. Through AI in our courts, justice found new clarity in the digital age. This is technology expanding human capability, not replacing it. When systems are designed for all, humanity moves forward. Not upward for a few, but forward for many. As intelligence scales beyond borders, a larger responsibility emerges to ensure it remains democratic, inclusive, and accountable. This is AI for good. India does not lead to stand apart. It leads to hold the circle together, ensuring that the Global South has a voice as a co-author of the intelligence age. From the creation of zero to the governance of intelligence, this is India. This is Bharat. As leaders, innovators, and nations gather for the India AI Impact Summit 2026, this is our moment to build a world of progress, prosperity, and happiness for all.
That's AI Impact Summit 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Shri Ashwini Vaishnav, Honorable Minister for Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, to deliver the welcome address.
Namaskar. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable President Macron, President Pamelin, respected heads of states and heads of government, honorable ministers, distinguished delegates, friends from the industry, media, and dear students. A very warm welcome to India. Welcome to the first AI summit in the Global South. And of course, the biggest AI summit so far. We have participation from 118 countries. Thank you all for making this summit a grand success. Friends, AI is a foundational technology. It is already transforming how we work, learn, and make decisions. Our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji believes that the true value of technology lies in ensuring that its benefits reach the masses. Our Prime Minister's vision is to democratize technology, deploy it at scale, make it accessible to all. That's why in our country, in India, we are working on all the 5 layers of the AI stack. The first layer is the application layer. We sincerely believe that ROI will come from this layer. And this is where the real benefit will flow to the masses in line with our Prime Minister's vision. That is why we are building real-world solutions in healthcare, agriculture, education, logistics, design, financial services, every sector, wherever the benefits can reach the masses. The second layer is the model layer, and that's where the sovereignty comes in. While we understand that very large models will continue to push the frontier, we also understand and believe that more than 90% of the use cases can be addressed with smaller focused models. These specialized models will deliver greater value to our masses by addressing specific use cases at much lower cost per token as well as overall cost of access. Our bouquet of sovereign models, many of which have been launched during this summit, they are all focused on multimodal and multilingual capabilities because we have a very diverse culture and we have hugely diverse linguistic scenario in our country. We have launched some of these models during this summit, and these models have stood their ground against frontier models on the points that matter most to us. The third layer is the compute layer, and here, once again, our Prime Minister's vision of democratizing technology is clearly visible. We treat compute as a public good, and that's why, in a public-private partnership, we have created a common compute platform where we are providing access to 38,000 GPUs at a very affordable rate for our startups, academia, researchers, and students. And we will be adding another 20,000 GPUs to this common compute platform. The fourth layer is the infra layer with our talent pool and very trusted policies. And recently, our Honorable Prime Minister has announced during the budget a very big policy shift towards getting the world's data to India, to reside in India, to be processed here, and to deliver high-value services to the entire world. We expect large investments in data centers in the coming months. The fifth layer is the energy layer. Friends, it's the commitment towards clean energy that our Honorable Prime Minister has always shown, and that's why in our country today, more than 50% of the power generation capacity is from the clean sources, from renewable sources. Our visionary Prime Minister has recently reformed the nuclear energy sector also, which is another very good sector for providing that base load of clean energy. We have a robust grid which has been practically rebuilt over the last 1 decade. In this context window, this is the context window in which we are building our AI ecosystem. Stanford University AI Index places India among the leading countries in AI adoption, AI talent, and AI diffusion. But we are also conscious of the challenges which are facing our IT industry. And to mitigate it, we are working with the industry and academia to upskill, reskill, and to build a new talent pipeline for this new intelligence age. While we harness the benefits of AI, we must also find collective solutions for mitigating the risks. By placing human safety and dignity at the heart of AI, we can move forward with conviction. Together, through this summit and through all the collective efforts and through the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, let us shape an AI future of the humans, by the humans, and for the humans. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for the welcome remarks. And before I move on, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to welcome our distinguished guests. We have with us His Excellency Emmanuel Macron, the Honorable President of France, who's joined us now. Please welcome him. The previous host of AI Summit was France, and it's indeed our privilege to welcome you here again this morning, President Emmanuel Macron. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to welcome Shri N. Chandrasekaran, Chairman of the Tata Group, to the dais to share his visionary insights on artificial intelligence. Please welcome Shri N. Chandrasekaran, Chairman, Tata Group.
Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, Your Excellencies, heads of state, policymakers, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is an extraordinary privilege to be here this morning and participate in this AI summit. India is a nation of AI optimists. Our enthusiasm is not surprising. Indians have witnessed the hugely ambitious digital infrastructure programs and what they can achieve. The largest digital identity system in the world, covering 1.4 billion people. A digital payment interface that accounts for half of the entire world's transactions. Over the past few years, under our Honorable Prime Minister's vision, India has treated AI as a strategic national capability, aligning the full stack from chips to systems to energy and to applications through Semicon India, an India AI mission, and most importantly, the recent reforms such as the Shanti Act for clean energy. We are building AI at scale with trust, resilience, and long-term competitiveness. AI is a foundational technology that cuts across all industries. AI is nothing artificial, it is real, because it learns from data and learns faster every day, and it is not based on any fixed rules. Third, AI can scale, and it scales pretty rapidly. Putting all this together, AI, to my mind, is the next big infrastructure. It is the infrastructure of intelligence. It will have a very profound impact, exactly the same way in the past other infrastructure changes have done, steam engines, electricity, or internet. Our mission should be to make AI work for every individual and every citizen in this country. We should put the AI tools in the hands of the last person in the country and in fact on the earth. And that's the vision that we should all work towards. A couple of days ago, we witnessed 1,500 rural women here in Bharat Mandapam who had no background to computing, no background to digital tools. In a matter of few hours, could learn AI, could build products, could build marketing materials, campaigns, all in front of a global audience, and they did it in 4 hours. AI will have huge impact on our public services delivery. It will have huge impact on enterprises around the world. Since I come from the background of IT industry, one word for the IT industry. It is, in my opinion, the biggest opportunity for the tech sector and the IT industry, because the IT industry's real value is the context, an understanding of every enterprise's business and technology landscape, and make the right technology work inside the processes and the ecosystem, the supplier, customer, and all the other connections an enterprise has. AI will expand that role much further. It is the opportunity to integrate AI and AI agents into workflows, reimagine processes, and make it work, and carry out the transformation so that every enterprise can realize the moat and realize its vision. Now I want to talk a little bit about the Tata Group. At the Tata Group, we are adopting AI across the stack, from silicon to systems to AI-ready data centers to applications and AI agents. And we believe such a vision and such a journey is going to be extremely exciting, and it will require us to work with world-leading partners in India and across the globe. I would like to make 5 points. The Tata Group is establishing India's first large-scale AI-optimized data center, purpose-built for the next generation AI training and inference. I'm very happy to announce that we have partnered with OpenAI to build the first 100 megawatt capacity, which will scale to 1 gigawatt. And we made an announcement with AMD yesterday where we will combine the world-class AI rack architecture with Tata's strength in infrastructure, engineering, power, and solution capabilities to create a sustainable high-density AI capacity in India for global standards. The third, we are already building an AI data insights platform. Minister Ashwini articulated the layers of data architectures. What we are building is totally based on diverse Indian data sets on top of the foundational models. So intelligence becomes available across the diversity of Indian contexts. And the fourth, TCS and our other company, Tata Communications, together, we are building an AI operating system for industries. What we will do is to build agentic industry solutions for every industry. We are already well on that journey, and we will work with partners to be able to launch it and take it to all enterprises around the globe. And finally, again, I want to thank the vision of our Prime Minister, which made it possible for us to make a serious foray into chips and semiconductors. What we will do next is to build chips that are very domain-centric, which will be totally AI optimized for every industry, and we will first launch or work towards getting it ready for the automotive sector. So these are the areas that we are focused on. I think it is the time for promise to take action into practice so that we can deliver prosperity. Finally, in conclusion, I just want to say that we are standing here at a very defining moment. It is the age of abundant intelligence, where the scarce resources are trust, stewardship, and human capability. So let us send out a simple standard for the AI decade. Capability with dignity, high impact for every watt of energy, and progress with agency and collaboration. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. N. Chandrasekharan, for your forward-looking address. Excellencies, please join me in welcoming Mr. Dario Amodei, CEO of Anthropic, a pioneer at the forefront of artificial intelligence, as I request him to address the esteemed gathering. Please welcome Mr. Dario Amodei.
First, I want to thank Prime Minister Modi for bringing us together. The energy and ambition in this room and across India are incredible. I've been spending the last few days meeting with Indian builders and enterprises, and the energy to build together here is palpable, unlike anywhere else. This is the fourth AI summit we've held since the tradition was initiated at Bletchley Park back in 2023, which I still remember. And in those 2.5 years, the advances in the technology have been absolutely staggering. Along with those, the advances in the commercial applications and the societal and ethical questions around the technology have only grown more urgent. My fundamental view is that AI has been on an exponential for the last 10 years, and as part of a sort of Moore's law for intelligence, and that we are now well advanced on that curve, and there are only a small number of years for AI models surpassing the cognitive capabilities of most humans for most things. We're increasingly close to what I've called a country of geniuses in a data center, a set of AI agents that are more capable than most humans at most things and can coordinate at superhuman speed. That level of capability is something the world has never seen before and brings a very wide range of both opportunities and concerns for humanity. On the positive side, we have the potential to cure diseases that have been incurable for thousands of years, to radically improve human health, and to lift billions out of poverty, including the global south, and create a better world for everyone. On the side of risks, I'm concerned about the autonomous behavior of AI models, their potential for misuse by individuals and governments, and their potential for economic displacement. India has an absolutely central role to play in these questions and challenges, both on the side of the opportunities and on the side of the risks. As a sign of our commitment, we just this week opened an office in Bengaluru and hired Irina Ghosh, who has spent 3 decades building businesses in India as our managing director for Anthropic India. We've also announced partnerships with major Indian enterprises this week, including Infosys and others. On the opportunities, one dynamic that we have observed is that technology and practices pioneered in India have historically set a standard for the global south and have helped to diffuse technology and humanitarian benefits through the global south. We're therefore we have been partnering with for several months, nonprofits such as the XSTEP Foundation, Pratham, and Central Square Foundation to use our models to advance digital infrastructure, education, agricultural efficiency, and health, in the hopes of spreading AI's benefits across the global south, starting with India and diffusing out to the rest of the global south. We're also partnering with Karya and the Collective Intelligence Project to build evaluations and metrics of our model Claude's performance on India's many regional languages. On practical and locally relevant tasks, we'll benchmark like agriculture, legal tasks, and educational content. On the risks, India is the world's largest democracy and can be a partner and leader in addressing the global security and economic risks of the technology. We'd like to work with India on testing and evaluation of models for safety and security risks in the tradition that was started by many global and national AI security institutes that have been stood up around the world. Even more, we see a particularly strong opportunity to work with India on studying the economic questions as part of the New Delhi Frontier AI Impact Commitments, which we're excited to join. As part of our Anthropic Economic Futures Program and Anthropic Economic Index, we publish statistical insights into how AI impacts jobs in the economy. We're excited to increasingly share this information, exchange information with the Indian government to share insights and inform evidence-based policymaking, convene meetings with economists, labor leaders, and policymakers to adjust, to adapt to the economic impacts of AI. We believe that AI will greatly grow the economic pie, including in India and the global south, but that because it is happening so fast, it may lead to a time of disruption. And we need to work together between companies and the government to better manage that time of disruption and bring better prosperity smoothly to all. I and Anthropic are very grateful to be part of all these efforts, and I'm honored to be here and working on these questions with all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Dario Amodei, for that illuminating address. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our privilege now to welcome Shri Sundar Pichai, CEO, Alphabet and Google, for the keynote address. We look forward to his insights on the evolving role of artificial intelligence. Mr. Sundar Pichai.
Namaste. Thank you, Prime Minister Modi and distinguished leaders. It's wonderful to be back in India. Every time I visit, I'm struck by the pace of change, and today is no different. Back when I was a student, I often took the Coromandel Express train from Chennai up to IIT Kharagpur. To get there, we passed through Visakhapatnam, Vizag. I remember it being a quiet and modest coastal city brimming with potential. Now in that same city, Google is establishing a full-stack AI hub, part of our $15 billion infrastructure investment in India. When finished, this hub will house gigawatt-scale compute and a new international subsea cable gateway, bringing jobs and cutting-edge AI to people and businesses across India. Sitting on that train, I never imagined Vizag becoming a global AI hub. Just as I couldn't have imagined that one day I'd be spending time with teams figuring out how to put data centers into space, or taking my parents for a fully autonomous car ride in San Francisco. Seeing a Waymo right through my 83-year-old dad's eyes, I saw the progress in a whole new light. Of course, he said he'd be more impressed if it worked on India's busy roads. Still working on that one, Dad. The progress shows what's possible when humanity dreams big. And no technology has me dreaming bigger than AI. It is the biggest platform shift of our lifetimes. We are on the cusp of hyper-progress and new discoveries that can help emerging economies leapfrog legacy gaps. But that outcome is neither guaranteed nor automatic. To build AI that is truly helpful for everyone, we must pursue it boldly, approach it responsibly, and work through this defining moment together. Why bold? Because AI can improve billions of lives and solve some of the hardest problems in science. For 50 years, predicting protein structures was a grand challenge and a blind spot that stalled drug discovery. Demis Hassabis and his team at Google DeepMind asked an audacious question: how could we use AI to solve this? That question led to AlphaFold. This breakthrough didn't just win a Nobel Prize, it compressed decades of research into a database that is now open to the world. Today, over 3 million researchers in more than 190 countries are using it to develop malaria vaccines, fight antibiotic resistance, and much more. And we are asking similarly bold questions across the scientific stack, from cataloging DNA disease markers to building AI agents that act as true partners in the scientific method. We must be equally bold in tackling problems in regions that have lacked access to technology. Take El Salvador, where Google has partnered with the government to bring affordable AI-powered diagnosis and treatment to thousands who could never afford to see a doctor. Or in India, where our work together is helping farmers protect their livelihoods in the face of monsoons. Last summer, for the first time, the Indian government sent AI-powered forecasts to millions of farmers, possible in part because of our neural GCM model. I see language inclusion as another exciting ambition. In Ghana, we are collaborating with universities and NGOs to expand research and open source tools across more than 20 African languages. We need this bold thinking in more places to tackle more problems across health, education, economic opportunity, and more. Technology brings incredible benefits, but we must ensure everyone has access to them. We cannot allow the digital divide to become an AI divide. That means investing in compute infrastructure and connectivity. I mentioned our Vizag investment, and we have others in Thailand, Malaysia, and more. We're also building a vast network of subsea fiber optic cables, including 4 new systems between the US and India, as part of our America-India Connect initiative announced yesterday. Responsibility also means navigating profound economic shifts. AI will undeniably reshape the workforce, automating some roles, evolving others, and creating entirely new careers. 20 years ago, the concept of a professional YouTube creator didn't exist. Today, there are millions around the world. Training is crucial. We have trained 100 million people in digital skills, and our new Google AI Professional Certificate will help people master AI in their jobs, available globally. Finally, trust is the bedrock of adoption. We have created tools like SynthID used by journalists and citizen fact-checkers globally to help verify the authenticity of the content you read and see. But no matter how bold we are or how responsible, we won't realize AI's full benefits unless we work together. Governments have a vital role that includes as regulators, setting important rules of the road and addressing key risks. And importantly, also as innovators, bringing AI to public services that improve lives and accelerating adoption of these technologies for people and businesses. There are glimmers of this from around the globe, from the Ugandan government using AI and satellite imagery to locate priority areas for electrification, to getting potholes fixed for residents more efficiently in Memphis, Tennessee, by using AI scans of road surfaces from buses. Tech companies must also step up, building products that boost knowledge, creativity, and productivity to help people achieve their dreams. And we also need companies of all sizes thinking about this, harnessing AI to innovate and transform their businesses and sectors, and to skill up and empower workers. We have the opportunity to improve lives at a once-in-a-generation scale. I know we have the capability to do this, and looking at the leaders here today, I believe we also have the will. Now we must do the work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sundar Pichai, for that warm and insightful address. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to invite His Excellency Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, to present his address. A global leader championing peace, cooperation, and sustainable progress. Please join me in giving him a warm welcome.
Prime Minister Modi, thank you for your kind invitation, and congratulations for India's leadership organizing the first AI summit in the Global South. Meeting in India has special meaning. It brings this conversation closer to the realities shaping much of the world. Because the future of AI cannot be decided by a handful of countries or left to the whims of a few billionaires. Last year, the UN General Assembly took two decisive steps. First, creating an independent international scientific panel on AI. And I'm happy to announce that the panel has now been appointed. These 40 leading experts from across regions and disciplines embody a clear message. AI must belong to everyone. We must replace hype and fear with shared evidence and close knowledge gaps. I urge member states, industry and civil society to contribute to the panel's work. Second, launching a global dialogue on AI governance within the United Nations, where all countries, together with the private sector, the academia, and the civil society, can have a voice. We need guardrails that preserve human agency, human oversight, and human accountability. And the first session of the dialogue in Geneva in July will give every country and every stakeholder a voice to align efforts, uphold human rights, and prevent misuse, and to advance our common safety measures, the foundation of interoperability. That builds trust across borders for regulators and businesses, and turns compatibility into opportunity. Your discussions here will culminate in the global dialogue. But without investment, many countries will be locked out of the AI age. AI must be accessible to everyone. That is why, encouraged by the General Assembly of the United Nations, I'm calling for a global fund on AI to build basic capacity in developing countries. skills, data, affordable computing power, and inclusive ecosystems. Our target is $3 billion US. That is less than 1% of the annual revenue of a single tech company. A small price for AI diffusion that benefits all, include businesses building AI. I'm pleased that Member States have responded to my call to form a global network for exchange and cooperation on AI capacity building to everyone. Done right, AI can advance sustainable development goals, accelerate breakthroughs in medicine, expand learning opportunities, strengthen food security, bolster climate action and disaster preparedness, and improve access to vital public services. But it can also deepen inequality, amplify bias, and fuel harm. As AI's energy and water demands soar, data centers and supply chains must switch to clean power and shift costs to vulnerable communities. We must invest in workers so AI augments human potential, not only replaces it. And AI must be safe for everyone. We must protect people from exploitation, manipulation, and abuse. No child should be a test subject for unregulated AI. Excellencies, the message of this summit is simple. Real impact means technology that improves lives and protects the planet. So let's build AI for everyone with dignity as the default setting. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency Antonio Guterres, for your gracious address. Distinguished guests, it is my profound honor now to invite Honorable President of France, His Excellency Emmanuel Macron, to address the august gathering. Let's extend a warm and respectful welcome to His Excellency Emmanuel Macron.
Mr. Prime Minister, dear Narendra Modi, Head of State and Government, Ministers, Ambassadors, CEOs, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste. Thank you very much for welcoming us in this magnificent city, in this magnificent country. And it's great to be back after my 2024 state visit for this Artificial Intelligence Impact Summit hosted by you, Mr. Prime Minister. And I want to start with a story. 10 years ago, a street vendor in Mumbai could not open a bank account. No address, no papers, no access. And today, the same vendor accepts payments on his phone, instantly. Instantly, for free, from anyone in the country. That is not just a tech story. That is a civilization story. And India built something that no other country in the world has built. A digital identity for 1.4 billion people. A payment system that now processes 20 billion transactions every month. A health infrastructure that has issued 500 million digital health IDs. Here are the results. They call it the India Stack, open, interoperable, sovereign. That, dear friends, is what this summit is about. We are clearly at the beginning of a huge acceleration, and you perfectly described it during your interventions. But let me just recap during 1 year what happened. Last year, when France and India co-hosted the AI Action Summit in Paris, we set a global guiding principle for technologies that would transform our societies and our economies. We said then artificial intelligence will be an enabler for our humanity to innovate faster, to disrupt healthcare, energy, mobility, agriculture, public services for the good of mankind. Both of us, we do believe in this revolution. 1 year ago, the landscape started to shift. The US announced Stargate, China launched DeepSeek, AI has become a major field of strategic competition, and big tech got even bigger. And a lot of them are in this room and still accelerated during the last year. AI, GPU, chip tensions are now directly translated in geopolitical and macroeconomic terms. Sometimes for the best, sometimes for the worst, I have to say. But clearly 1 year ago, we demonstrated something else. Hegemony from any quarter is not a fatality. There is a path for innovation, independence, and strategic autonomy. And this path, I'm convinced, is one of the countries like France and India must take together. And we've already achieved a lot. If we speak about models, you perfectly described the acceleration and the diversity of this model. India made a deliberate sovereign choice. SML, small language models. Task-specific, designed to run on a smartphone. And India built the first government-funded AI and deployed 38,000 GPUs at the cheapest rate to every startup in the country, as you perfectly described, Mr. Minister. We took a complementary path. We invested in European large language models, Mistral, founded in Paris a little bit more than 2 years ago, is now valued at 12 billion euro, backed by Dutch leader SML, German SAP, and French CMS AGM, serving over hundreds of major clients all over the place in Europe and elsewhere. They announced last week a new investment in data center in Sweden and a new acquisition of Koyeb, building an actual European AI cloud. India chose granular and smart, and Europe chose sovereign and scaled. But both chose independence, and both were right. And this is as well the cooperation with LLMs coming from the US, and through cooperation, but cooperation based on mutual respect and independence, which could pave the way for progress. After the model of the infrastructure, you just described all the infrastructure made by a lot of large companies in India, and all of us, we are building new infrastructure, computing capacity. 1 year ago in Paris, we announced $109 billion in AI investments, and we are delivering this project with a lot of data centers, 58 billion euro in 2025, powered by our decarbonated nuclear energy. With a great asset, and this is very important indeed, to have low carbon and available energy. Last year, France exported 90 terawatt-hours of low-carbon energy and pilotable energy, which is a huge opportunity to build faster and bigger data center. At the European level, 200 billion euro have been committed with the arrival of the Alice Lecoq exascale supercomputer, key component of our AI factory ambition shared with Netherlands and Greece, and we share the computer with them. Models, infrastructures, talents. India trains hundreds of thousands of AI engineers every year. With 500,000 engineers, India has the second largest developer community in the world. In France, we are doubling the number of AI scientists and engineers trained, and we've now more than 1,100 AI startups thriving in France, creating dozens, thousands of jobs. Armatan AI partnering with Dassault, Gradium for voice AI, Poolside, Ash, Hugging Face. I could quote a series of these unicorns and large caps, and this is clearly one of our strengths. In quantum computing, the next frontier, France is not placing one bet. We are placing four technologies. 4 French companies, Pascal, Candela, Alice and Bob, Quobly, and one ambition, to make Europe a quantum power. which is also the ambition of AMI Labs, Advanced Machine Intelligence Labs, from our dear Yann Lequin for Frontier Research. The smartest AI is not the most expensive. It is the one built by the best people and for the right purpose. Models, infrastructure, talents, capital, and adoption. This is where the Indian model is truly revolutionary, providing solutions for everyone in the country. From 200 million of Indian farmers in their own dialect to travel advice for 400 million of pilgrims, or AI diagnostics for rural clinics, all running on India's digital public infrastructure. Open rails, near zero cost, adoption is key, and being inclusive is key. In Europe, our AI factories optimize energy grids, transform logistics, reinvent healthcare administration, and we are proving you can build a competitive AI industry while protecting your citizens' data. And opposite to what some misinformed friends have been saying, Europe is not blindly focused on regulation. Europe is a space for innovation and investment, but it is a safe space. And safe spaces win in the long run. I'm sure of that. Now, the point of this summit was not only to say, let's do more. It was to say, let's do better together. AI may be a powerful accelerator of productivity and a major shift for labor markets. This is why access to AI for all is critical. France and India share a common vision, a sovereign AI used to protect our planet and to foster prosperity for all. In health, we launched the Indo-French Institute for AI in Health, a partnership between Sorbonne's Brain Institute and AIIMS Delhi, and the partnership between ASH and St. John's Research Institute in Bangalore will use AI to transform hospital administration as well. In language, we jointly launched Current AI for sustainable and sovereign AI access. And this year, we announced an open hardware tool for translation into Indian languages and dialects, because AI that doesn't understand dialects is not AI for all. And this is why we do endorse this initiative for diversity in language. In sustainability, our Coalition for Sustainable AI now has more than 200 supporters. Today, with India and UNESCO, we launch an international challenge for sustainable AI models. Last year in Paris, we called it action. This year in Delhi, we call it impact. But the real name is simpler: AI together. AI and digitalization will be a key theme for the months to come. And the key theme of the Africa Forward Summit we will co-host with Kenya in Nairobi in May. The continent, the African continent, with the youngest population that will double in 25 years, deserves the best digital tools. And at a time when tensions are rising, there is an increased sense of urgency to direct all our digital tools towards this inclusive approach. And in order, indeed, to be strong here in India, but to be strong as well on the African continent. And let's focus all together towards bridging rather than dividing, creating rather than destroying, sharing rather than taking. France intends to use its G7 presidency to foster that vision. I know, Mr. Prime Minister, that India will do the same through your BRICS presidency. No country is bound to serve only as a market where foreign companies sell their models and download their citizens' data. No country. One of our G7 priorities will be as well children's protection against AI and digital abuse. You just mentioned it, Mr. Secretary General. There is no reason our children should be exposed online to what is legally forbidden in the real world. Our platforms, governments and regulators should be working together to make internet and social media a safe space. This is why, in France, we are embarking on a process to ban social networks for children under 15 years old. And we are committed here in this journey with a lot of several European countries being present here today. Greece, Spain. I know, Mr. Prime Minister, you will join this club. And this is a great news that India will join such an approach in order to protect children and teenagers. And we stand ready to take all necessary actions to ensure that our young citizens are truly safe, and wish to engage with all willing partners to make this vision happen for all. And this is a new coalition of willings in order to protect our children and teenagers. Protecting our children is not regulation as well. It is civilization. To conclude, the message I have come to convey is that we are determined to continue to shape the rules of the game. And to do with our allies, such as India, because we believe in core shared values: science, rule of law, global balance, efficient multilateralism, innovation for the benefit of all. Now is the time to channel our forces toward what works. Concrete action and solutions that make AI more sustainable, efficient, and accessible. Targeted funding to leverage talents and creativity. Appropriate rules to prevent abuse and protect all our citizens. Strong partnerships that help build new AI solutions, more safe and more sustainable. I want to thank all the governments and business leaders present in this room and engaged in this journey. I know your goodwill and now your commitment in order to deliver these concrete results. We do believe in innovation, but we do believe in a better place, in a better world as well. And I don't believe one second it's incompatible. And let me say one more thing about partnerships, because this is not a two-player game. Last week, India and the UAE announced a joint AI partnership, a supercomputing cluster, shared data centers and innovation corridor. And India brings the engineers and the frugal models, and the Gulf brings the capital and the infrastructure. And together, they build faster than either could alone. France knows this equation well. With UAE, we engaged and they committed billions of euros for innovation and data centers in our country, and this partnership creates more value together. This is not dependency. This is intelligent convergence between governments, with companies, large caps, startups. And this is clearly this intelligent convergence which can provide results. The old world said you compete or you lose. The new world says you connect or you fall behind. And I started with a story about a street vendor in Mumbai. 10 years ago, the world told India that 1.4 billion people could not be brought into the digital economy. India proved them wrong. Today, some say AI is a game only the biggest can play. That you need $400 billion to be in the race, that nothing can exist between the two blocks, India, France, Europe, together with our partners, those who believe in our approach. Companies, governments, investors might have a different way. The money race is important and we cannot discount it. But the outcomes and real value creation for our population is even more. The future of AI will be built by those who combine innovation and responsibility, technology with humanity. And India and France will help to shape this future together. And the journey has just begun. Jai Ho. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency Emmanuel Macron, for your visionary address and for strengthening the spirit of international cooperation in shaping the AI-powered future. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite Shri Ashwini Vaishnav, Honorable Minister for Electronics and Information Technology, to announce the New Delhi Frontier AI commitments.
Honorable Prime Minister, distinguished global leaders, industry partners, ladies and gentlemen, and the young friends. Today, it gives me great pleasure to announce a significant outcome of the India AI Impact Summit, the New Delhi Frontier AI Impact Commitments. Today, leading frontier AI companies, along with India's own innovators, such as Sarvam, BharatGen, Gyani, and Socket, have come together to make a set of voluntary commitments that reflect a shared vision for inclusive and responsible AI. Can we have the commitments displayed? Yes. These are two significant commitments. First, advancing understanding of real-world AI usage through anonymized and aggregated insights to support evidence-based policymaking on jobs, skills, and economic transformation. The second is strengthening multilingual and contextual evaluations of AI systems to ensure that AI works effectively across languages, cultures, and real-world use cases, especially in the global South. Together, these efforts mark an important step towards shaping AI that is not only powerful, but also inclusive, development-oriented, and globally relevant. This initiative positions India at the forefront of building a global South-led perspective on AI governance, one that balances innovation with equity and real-world impact. I now invite the distinguished leaders of these organizations to kindly join us on the stage for this announcement. Sundar, Sam, Dario, Brad, Alexander, Joel, David, Andrew, Pratyush, Ganesh, Abhishek, and Bharat. Guys. I now invite Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, to join the leaders in this major commitment out of the AI Impact Summit. Thank you, tech leaders. Friends, the leader who gave this vision to the world, I now invite Honorable Prime Minister for your inaugural address. Give a big round of applause for the Honorable Prime Minister.
Excellencies, honorable ministers, industry leaders, innovators, entrepreneurs, researchers, delegates, अन्य सभी महानुभाव, देवी और सज्जनों, नमस्ते। दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी और ऐतिहासिक एआई इम्पैक्ट समिट में आप सभी का हार्दिक अभिनंदन है। ये समिट जिस भारत में हो रही है वो भारत 1/6 ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटी को रिप्रेजेंट करता है। भारत दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी युवा आबादी का देश है, सबसे बड़े टेक टैलेंट पूल का केंद्र है, सबसे बड़े टेक एनेबल्ड इकोसिस्टम का उदाहरण है। भारत नई टेक्नोलॉजी बनाता भी है और उसे अभूतपूर्व तेजी से अपनाता भी है। नई टेक्नोलॉजी के प्रति उत्सुक 140 करोड़ भारतीयों की ओर से मैं आप सभी हेड्स ऑफ गवर्नमेंट्स, ग्लोबल एआई इकोसिस्टम के लीडर्स और इनोवेटर्स का इस समिट में स्वागत करता हूं, आपका आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। इस समिट का भारत में होना भारत के साथ ही पूरे ग्लोबल साउथ के लिए गर्व का विषय है। इस समिट में एआई जगत के हुज हू यहां पर मौजूद है। दुनिया के 100 से ज्यादा देशों का रिप्रेजेंटेशन, दुनिया के कोने कोने से यहां आए महानुभाव इसकी सफलता को नई ऊंचाई पर ले जा रहे हैं। इसमें यंग जनरेशन की जो उपस्थिति हमने देखी है वो एक नया विश्वास पैदा करती है। आमतौर पर नई टेक्नोलॉजी को लेकर कुछ लोगों में शुरुआती में संदेह होता है, लेकिन जिस तेजी और भरोसे के साथ दुनिया की युवा पीढ़ी एआई को स्वीकार कर रही है, उसकी ओनरशिप ले रही है, एआई का इस्तेमाल कर रही है, वो अभूतपूर्व है। यहां एआई समिट की एग्जीबिशन को लेकर भी बहुत उत्साह रहा है। खासकर यंग टैलेंट बहुत बड़ी संख्या में आया है। एग्रीकल्चर, सिक्योरिटी, दिव्यांगजनों की मदद, मल्टीलिंगुअल पॉपुलेशन की तमाम जरूरतों से जुड़े जो भी सॉल्यूशंस यहां प्रेजेंट किए गए हैं वो इस फील्ड में मेड इन इंडिया की ताकत और भारत की इनोवेटिव कैपेबिलिटीज का बहुत बड़ा उदाहरण है। साथियों, मानव इतिहास में हर कुछ शताब्दियों के बाद एक टर्निंग पॉइंट आता है और वो टर्निंग पॉइंट सभ्यता की दिशा रीसेट करता है और वहीं से विकास की रफ्तार बदलती है। सोचने, समझने और काम करने के पैराडाइम बदलते हैं और दिलचस्प बात यह है, जब हम ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के उस दौर में होते हैं तब उसके वास्तविक इंपैक्ट का अंदाजा भी नहीं होता। जब पत्थरों से पहली बार स्पार्क निकला, किसी ने नहीं सोचा था कि वही चिंगारी सिविलाइजेशनल की फाउंडेशन बनेगी। जब बोली को पहली बार लिपि में बदला गया, किसी ने नहीं जाना था कि रिटन नॉलेज फ्यूचर सिस्टम की बैकबोन बनेगी। जब पहली बार सिग्नल्स को वायरलेस ट्रांसमिट किया गया, किसी ने कल्पना नहीं की थी कि एक दिन पूरी दुनिया रियल टाइम में कनेक्ट होगी। साथियों, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस मानव इतिहास का ऐसा ही ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन है। आज जो हम देख रहे हैं, जो प्रिडिक्ट कर रहे हैं, वो इसके इंपैक्ट का सिर्फ प्रारंभिक संकेत है। एआई मशीनों को इंटेलिजेंट बना रही है, लेकिन उससे भी अधिक मानव सामर्थ्य को कई गुना बढ़ा रही है। अंतर सिर्फ एक है, इस बार स्पीड भी अभूतपूर्व है और स्केल भी अप्रत्याशित है। पहले टेक्नोलॉजी का इंपैक्ट दिखने में दशकों लगते थे। आज मशीन लर्निंग से लर्निंग मशीन तक का सफर तेज भी है, गहरा भी है, व्यापक भी है। इसलिए हमें विजन भी बड़ा रखना है और जिम्मेदारी भी उतनी ही बड़ी निभानी है। वर्तमान पीढ़ी के साथ ही हमें इस बात की भी चिंता करनी है कि आने वाली पीढ़ियों के हाथों में हम एआई का क्या स्वरूप सौंप कर जाएंगे। इसलिए आज असली प्रश्न यह नहीं कि भविष्य में आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस क्या कर सकती है। प्रश्न यह है कि वर्तमान में हम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के साथ क्या करते हैं। ऐसे प्रश्न मानवता के सामने पहले भी आए हैं। सबसे सशक्त उदाहरण है न्यूक्लियर पावर। हमने उसका डिस्ट्रक्शन भी देखा है और सकारात्मक कंट्रीब्यूशन भी देखा है। एआई भी एक ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव पावर है। दिशाहीन हुई तो डिसरप्शन, सही दिशा मिली तो सॉल्यूशन। एआई को मशीन सेंट्रिक से ह्यूमन सेंट्रिक कैसे बनाएं, संवेदनशील और उत्तरदायी कैसे बनाएं, यही इस ग्लोबल एआई इंपैक्ट समिट का मूल उद्देश्य है। साथियों, भारत एआई को किस दृष्टि से देखता है, उसका स्पष्ट प्रतिबिंब इस समिट की थीम में है। सर्वजन हिताय, सर्वजन सुखाय, वेलफेयर फॉर ऑल, हैप्पीनेस ऑफ ऑल। यही हमारा बेंचमार्क है। एआई के लिए इंसान सिर्फ डेटा पॉइंट न बन जाए, इंसान सिर्फ रॉ मटेरियल तक सीमित न रह जाए। इसलिए एआई को डेमोक्रेटाइज करना होगा, इसे इंक्लूजन और एम्पावरमेंट का माध्यम बनाना होगा और विशेष रूप से ग्लोबल साउथ में। साथियों, हमें एआई को ओपन स्काई भी देना है और कमांड भी अपने हाथ में रखना है। जैसे जीपीएस होता है, जीपीएस हमें रास्ता सुझाता है, लेकिन हमें किस डायरेक्शन में जाना है इसकी फाइनल कॉल हमारी ही होती है। आज हम एआई को जिस दिशा में लेकर जाएंगे वैसा ही हमारा भविष्य तय होगा। साथियों, आज न्यू दिल्ली एआई इंपैक्ट समिट में मैं एआई के लिए MANAV मानव विजन प्रस्तुत करता हूं। मानव का अर्थ होता है ह्यूमन, और मानव विजन कहता है एम मोरल एंड एथिकल सिस्टम्स, यानी एआई एथिकल गाइडेंस पर आधारित हो। ए अकाउंटेबल गवर्नेंस, यानी ट्रांसपेरेंट रूल्स, robust oversight, and नेशनल सॉवरेनिटी, यानी जिसका डेटा उसका अधिकार। ए एक्सेसिबल एंड इंक्लूसिव, यानी एआई मोनोपोली नहीं, मल्टीप्लायर बने। वी वैलिड एंड लेजिटिमेट, यानी एआई लॉफुल और वेरीफाइबल हो। भारत का ये मानव विजन 21वीं सदी की एआई आधारित दुनिया में मानवता के कल्याण की अहम कड़ी बनेगा। साथियों, दशकों पहले जब इंटरनेट की शुरुआत हुई तो कोई सोच भी नहीं पाता था कि इससे कितनी जॉब्स बनेगी। यही बात एआई में है। आज कल्पना करना मुश्किल है कि आने वाले समय इस फील्ड में किस तरह की जॉब पैदा होगी। एआई का फ्यूचर ऑफ वर्क प्री डिफाइंड नहीं है। ये हमारे निर्णय पर, हमारे कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन पर निर्भर होगा। मैं समझता हूं हमारे लिए फ्यूचर ऑफ वर्क एक नई अपॉर्चुनिटी है। ये ह्यूमंस और इंटेलिजेंट सिस्टम्स के साथ मिलकर काम करने का युग है। वी आर एंटरिंग एन एरा वेयर ह्यूमंस एंड इंटेलिजेंट सिस्टम्स co-create, co-work and co-evolve। एआई हमारे काम को और अधिक स्मार्ट, एफिशिएंट और इंपैक्टफुल बनाएगा। हम बेहतर डिजाइन करेंगे, तेज बिल्ड करेंगे और बेहतर डिसीजन ले सकेंगे। इससे और ज्यादा लोगों को हायर वैल्यू, क्रिएटिव और मीनिंगफुल रोल्स भी मिलेंगे। ये इनोवेशन, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और न्यू इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए बड़ा मौका है। इसलिए हमें स्किलिंग, रीस्किलिंग और लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग को मास मूवमेंट बनाना होगा। साथियों, फ्यूचर ऑफ वर्क इंक्लूसिव, ट्रस्टेड और ह्यूमन सेंट्रिक होगा। अगर हम मिलकर आगे बढ़ें तो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस पूरी मानवता की क्षमता को नई ऊंचाइयों तक ले जाएगी। साथियों, कहा जाता है सनलाइट इज द बेस्ट डिसइंफेक्टेड, यानी पारदर्शिता ही सबसे बड़ी सुरक्षा है। कुछ देश और कंपनियां मानती है कि एआई एक स्ट्रैटेजिक एसेट है, इसलिए इसे कॉन्फिडेंशियल तरीके से डेवलप किया जाना चाहिए। लेकिन भारत की सोच अलग है। हम मानते हैं कि एआई जैसी तकनीक तभी दुनिया के लिए लाभकारी होगी जब उसे शेयर किया जाएगा, जब कोड ओपन होंगे और शेयर किए जाएंगे, तभी हमारे मिलियंस ऑफ यंग माइंड्स उन्हें बेहतर और सुरक्षित बना पाएंगे। इसलिए आइए हम ये संकल्प लें कि एआई को ग्लोबल कॉमन गुड के रूप में विकसित किया जाएगा। साथियों, आज की एक बहुत बड़ी आवश्यकता ग्लोबल स्टैंडर्ड्स बनाने की भी है। डीप फेक्स और फैब्रिकेटेड कंटेंट ओपन सोसाइटीज में अस्थिरता ला रहे हैं। फिजिकल वर्ल्ड में हम फूड पर न्यूट्रिशन लेबल्स देखते हैं ताकि हमें पता हो कि हम क्या खा रहे हैं। ठीक उसी तरह डिजिटल वर्ल्ड में कंटेंट पर भी ऑथेंटिसिटी लेबल्स होने चाहिए ताकि लोगों को पता हो कि क्या असली है और क्या एआई से बनाया गया है। जैसे जैसे एआई ज्यादा टेक्स्ट, इमेजेस और वीडियोज बना रहा है, वैसे वैसे इंडस्ट्री में वाटरमार्किंग और क्लियर सोर्स स्टैंडर्ड्स की जरूरत बढ़ती जा रही है। इसलिए ये जरूरी है कि ये विश्वास टेक्नोलॉजी में शुरू से बिल्ट इन हो। साथियों, हमें चिल्ड्रन सेफ्टी के प्रति और अधिक सजग होना होगा। जैसे स्कूल का सिलेबस क्यूरेटेड होता है, वैसे ही एआई स्पेस भी चाइल्ड सेफ और फैमिली गाइडेड होना चाहिए। फ्रेंड्स, आज दुनिया में दो तरह के लोग हैं। एक, जिन्हें एआई में भय दिखता है, वो हमेशा वैसी बात करते हैं। ऐसे लोग जिन्हें एआई में भय दिखता है, और दूसरे वो जिन्हें एआई में भाग्य दिखता है। और साथियों, मैं जिम्मेवारी के साथ कहता हूं, गर्व के साथ कहता हूं, हमें भय नहीं, भारत को एआई में भाग्य दिखता है, भारत को एआई में भविष्य दिखता है। हमारे पास टैलेंट भी है, एनर्जी कैपेसिटी भी है और पॉलिसी क्लैरिटी भी है। और मुझे आपको ये बताते हुए खुशी है कि इस समिट में 3 भारतीय कंपनियों ने अपने एआई मॉडल्स और एप्स लॉन्च किए हैं। ये मॉडल्स हमारे यूथ के टैलेंट को दिखाते हैं और भारत जो सॉल्यूशंस दे रहा है उसकी डेप्थ और डाइवर्सिटी का भी प्रतिबिंब है। साथियों, भारत सेमीकंडक्टर और चिप मेकिंग से लेकर क्वांटम कंप्यूटिंग तक एक रिजिलिएंट इकोसिस्टम बना रहा है। सिक्योर डेटा सेंटर्स, मजबूत आईटी बैकबोन, डायनेमिक स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम भारत को एफोर्डेबल, स्केलेबल और सिक्योर एआई सॉल्यूशंस का नेचुरल हब बनाते हैं। भारत के पास डाइवर्सिटी भी है, डेमोग्राफी भी है और डेमोक्रेसी भी है। जो एआई मॉडल भारत में सक्सीड करता है वो ग्लोबली डिप्लॉय हो सकता है। इसलिए मैं आप सभी को आमंत्रित करता हूं, डिजाइन एंड डेवलप इन इंडिया, डिलीवर टू द वर्ल्ड, डिलीवर टू ह्यूमैनिटी। एक बार फिर आप सभी को मेरी बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। थैंक यू, धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, for your guiding words. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, is a visionary leader who envisions that progress should uplift every citizen and leave no one behind. And reflecting his vision, the address of the Honorable Prime Minister was presented in sign language live through artificial intelligence, marking a significant step towards accessibility and inclusivity. Guided by the three pillars of people, planet and progress, from the timeless principle of Sarvajan Hitai, Sarvajan Sukhai, to the vision of sovereign AI and AI sovereignty, India's approach is impact-oriented and people-centric. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our distinguished guests, including His Excellency Emmanuel Macron, and to all the global leaders, speakers, and delegates for their august presence. Thank you all for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, from India's perspective, India's development journey in AI is focused on development of AI for the global south, from limited ownership of AI to inclusive participation. That's India's approach to AI. Ladies and gentlemen, your presence has reaffirmed our
तो आपने संबोधन सुना यहाँ पर प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी का, और इस संबोधन की जो बड़ी बातें थी वो आपके साथ हम यहाँ साझा कर रहे हैं। खासतौर से प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा कि भारत दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी युवा आबादी वाला देश है और इसका देखिए किस तरीके से हम आने वाले समय में इसका उपयोग कर सकते हैं, इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। तमाम बड़ी बातें प्रधानमंत्री ने कही। उन्होंने मानव विजन भी यहाँ पर दिया। खासतौर से प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा कि ये समिट ग्लोबल साउथ के लिए एक गर्व का विषय है, क्योंकि जिस तरीके से पहली बार ग्लोबल साउथ में इस समिट का आयोजन किया जा रहा है उस लिहाज से काफी ये महत्वपूर्ण हो जाता है। और इसके साथ साथ प्रधानमंत्री ने ना सिर्फ जो हमने बताया आपको